When people talk about black wealth in America, the focus usually stays on celebrities or athletes. But in Houston, real power has been built very differently. Behind the headlines, black-owned businesses have quietly grown into banks, construction firms, energy companies, investment managers, and hospitality brands that shape the city's economy. These are not side hustles or lifestyle brands. They are institutions, some with decades of history, controlling contracts, capital, and long-term influence. This story isn't about hype or a single overnight success. It's about scale, strategy, and ownership built in one of America's most competitive markets. Today, we're breaking down the largest and most influential black-owned businesses shaping Houston's economic power. Number 10. Wanderstay Hospitality Group, Deidre Mathis. We begin our countdown with a business that is relatively young, but represents a seismic shift in how black women are claiming space in the global hospitality industry. For decades, the hotel business was a closed loop. Black people could work the front desk or clean the rooms, but they rarely owned the deed. Deidre Mathis changed that narrative with a single, bold move. In 2018, Mathis made history as the first black woman in the United States to own and operate a boutique hostel. Wanderstay Houston isn't just a place to sleep. It is a proof of concept. Located in a historic neighborhood, Mathis realized that the modern traveler wasn't looking for the sterile, overpriced experience of a Marriott or a Hilton. They wanted culture, connection, and affordability. She tapped into the millennial and Gen Z travel boom, creating a space that feels less like a hotel and more like a curated community hub. But don't mistake this for a small-time bed and breakfast. Wanderstay is a scaling hospitality brand. Mathis didn't just open a building, she built a business model designed for replication. She navigated the notoriously difficult world of commercial real estate financing, a sector where black women receive less than 1% of funding, and secured the capital to own her property outright. Her success signals a new era of asset-heavy entrepreneurship in Houston. While many young entrepreneurs are chasing digital trends or dropshipping, Mathis bought dirt and bricks. Her venture has expanded from a hostel to a boutique hotel model, capitalizing on Houston's massive influx of international travelers and convention traffic. She represents the new guard, educated, global-minded, and unafraid to disrupt industries that have historically ignored black ownership. Wanderstay is the entry point, the signal that the doors to the hospitality industry have been kicked open. Number 9. Noire Urban Wineries, Kenneth and Carissa Stevens. If Wanderstay represents the new hospitality, Number 9 represents the new luxury. For generations, the wine industry has been the playground of old European families and Napa Valley elites. It was a world of gatekeepers. But in downtown Houston, Kenneth and Carissa Stevens decided that it was time to crash the party. Noire Urban Wineries is not just a wine brand, it is Houston's first black-owned winery with a physical tasting room in the heart of the city's business district. The Stevens family didn't just slap a label on a bottle. They became students of the craft, sourcing premium grapes from Lodi, California, and overseeing the production of award-winning varietals that compete with the best vineyards in the world. Their business model is brilliant because it bypasses the traditional barriers of entry. Instead of buying hundreds of acres of expensive farmland, they brought the winery experience to the urban core, tapping into Houston's massive professional class. Their tasting room has become a power hub, a place where black doctors, lawyers, and oil executives close deals over a glass of pure euphoria. But the real wealth engine here is their membership model. By creating an exclusive wine club, they have built a recurring revenue stream that stabilizes the business and creates a loyal ecosystem. This is lifestyle entrepreneurship at its highest level. They are selling sophistication and access, reclaiming a luxury narrative that has excluded black consumers for centuries. Noire proves that black wealth in Houston is evolving. It's no longer just about survival, it's about enjoyment, refinement, and owning the finer things in life. Number 8. The Breakfast Klub, Marcus Davis. In every city, there is a business that transcends its balance sheet to become a cultural institution. In Houston, that business is the Breakfast Klub. To call it a restaurant is an insult. It is the unofficial town hall of Black Houston. Founded by Marcus Davis, this midtown establishment is legendary not just for its catfish and grits, but for its sheer economic velocity. We are talking about a restaurant that generates millions in annual revenue, with lines wrapping around the block every single morning, rain or shine. In the notoriously fickle restaurant industry, where margins are thin and closure rates are high, Davis has built a cash cow that has stood the test of time. But Marcus Davis is not just a restaurateur, he is a political power broker. The Breakfast Klub is where mayors, senators, and presidential candidates go when they need the black vote. If you want to run Houston, you have to kiss the ring at the Breakfast Klub. Davis has leveraged this influence to become a vocal advocate for economic development in black neighborhoods, using his platform to fight gentrification and support other black-owned businesses. He has expanded his footprint with other concepts like Culture, an upscale dining experience that celebrates the African diaspora, and the Reggae Hut. But the core of his wealth remains the club. It is a masterclass in high-volume operations. Davis proved that you don't need to be a Michelin star chef to build a culinary empire. You need consistency, culture, and community. He turned soulful comfort food into a high-margin enterprise that anchors the entire Midtown economy. Number 7. 13. James Harden. When NBA superstars open restaurants, they are usually vanity projects, places to stick a name on the door while a management company runs the show. But James Harden's 13 is different. This is not a sports bar with signed jerseys on the wall. This is a high-end fine dining establishment that aims to compete with the most exclusive steakhouses in the city. Located in Midtown, 13 is a statement of intent. Harden, who spent his prime years becoming a Houston Rockets legend, planted a flag in the city's hospitality scene that screams opulence. The venue features a custom design, a hookah lounge, and a menu that fuses Southern comfort with global luxury. But beyond the lobster mac and cheese, 13 represents the modern athlete-investor model. Harden is part of a generation of black athletes who are refusing to just be employees. They are becoming owners. 13 creates jobs, chefs, managers, security, waitstaff, and generates significant tax revenue for the city. It also serves as a physical anchor for Harden's brand in Houston, keeping him connected to the city's economy even after his trade to other teams. The business generates millions in revenue, fueled by its status as a celebrity hotspot where the city's elite come to be seen. But it also faces the challenges of the hospitality sector, from staffing to quality control. Yet its survival and continued popularity prove that black celebrity capital can be converted into tangible brick-and-mortar assets. 13 is the intersection of pop culture and high finance, a place where the new money of the NBA meets the old money of Houston's oil barons. Number 6. J. Prince and Rap-A-Lot Records, the Prince family. Now we move from the polished world of fine dining to the raw, unfiltered power of the streets. You cannot talk about money in Houston without talking about James Prince and Rap-A-Lot Records. J. Prince is not a traditional CEO, he is a godfather. Founded in the mid-1980s, Rap-A-Lot Records didn't just put Houston on the hip-hop map, it created an independent economic model that the entire music industry tried to copy. While other labels were signing bad deals with major corporations in New York or Los Angeles, J. Prince kept his operation independent. He kept his masters, he kept his publishing. And because of that, every time a Ghetto Boys record played or a Scarface album sold, the money stayed in Houston. But Rap-A-Lot was just the engine. J. Prince used the capital from music to diversify into a sprawling portfolio that includes real estate, ranching, boxing management, and even a car dealership at one point. He manages some of the top boxing talent in the world, negotiating multi-million-dollar fight purses in Las Vegas. His wealth is often estimated in the tens of millions, but his influence is priceless. J. Prince operates as a shadow governor of the culture. He settles disputes that the police can't touch. He creates opportunities for young men in the Fifth Ward who society had written off. His business is built on respect and fear, a combination that has allowed him to survive and thrive for 40 years in industries that chew people up. J. Prince proves that you don't need a Harvard MBA to build a dynasty. You need vision, guts, and the ability to hold your ground when the sharks start circling. He turned a local record label into a multi-generational wealth vehicle that feeds his family and his community to this day. We are halfway through the list, and the numbers are about to get serious. We are moving from millions to hundreds of millions. If this story is opening your eyes to the depth of real Black wealth and power in America, consider dropping a super thanks below. Black Status is a growing channel, and we are dedicated to digging up the stories that mainstream media overlooks. Your support helps us keep the lights on and the research deep. If you believe this kind of content deserves more space on YouTube, a super thanks goes a long way in helping us grow. Now, let's get back to the countdown. Number 5. Unity National Bank, the Lawal and Wiley families. Money is power, but the bank is the battery that stores it. At number 5, we have the most critical financial institution in Black Texas, Unity National Bank. Founded in 1963 and chartered in 1985, Unity is the only Black-owned bank in the entire state of Texas. Think about that. In a state with one of the largest Black populations in the country, Unity stands alone. But it stands tall. With assets hovering around $200 million, this bank is the financial heartbeat of Houston's 3rd Ward and beyond. The bank has been steered by some of the most powerful families in Houston, including the Lawal family, who we will see later, and the Wiley family. Its mission is critical, providing capital to people and businesses that mainstream banks deem too risky. When a Black family wants to buy their first home but gets rejected by Wells Fargo, Unity is there. When a Black contractor needs a loan to buy equipment, Unity is there. But running a Black bank is a war. Unity has had to fight against systemic undercapitalization and the economic shocks that hit Black communities hardest. Yet, they have survived. In recent years, they have received investments from major corporations like Bank of America and J.P. Morgan Chase, who finally realized that supporting Black banks is good for the American economy. Unity National Bank isn't just a business, it is a shield. It protects Black wealth from being extracted and ensures that capital circulates within the community. The executives who run this bank are the gatekeepers of the dream, managing millions of dollars in deposits and loans that fuel the barbershops, the churches, and the small businesses that make Houston what it is. Number 4. ChaseSource, John Chase. Now we enter the realm of industrial-scale corporate services. Number 4 is ChaseSource, a company that most people have never heard of, but which likely impacts their paycheck. Founded by John Chase, this company is one of the nation's leading staffing and recruitment firms, generating annual revenues that have topped $50 million. John Chase is the ultimate quiet giant. He built his business on a simple premise: companies need people, and they need them fast. ChaseSource specializes in finding talent for massive corporations, handling everything from customer service centers to executive headhunting. In a city like Houston, which is home to dozens of Fortune 500 companies, the demand for staffing is endless. But Chase didn't stop at staffing. He diversified into real estate and supply chain management. He understood that the real money isn't in doing the work yourself. It's in being the middleman who connects the labor to the capital. His firm has secured massive contracts with government agencies and private sector giants, navigating the complex world of minority business procurement with surgical precision. What makes ChaseSource so powerful is its scalability. Unlike a restaurant or a store, a staffing firm can scale up infinitely without massive overhead. John Chase has used this leverage to become a key player in Houston's business elite. He sits on major boards, influences city policy, and serves as a mentor to the next generation of executives. ChaseSource is proof that the most boring businesses often make the most money. Number 3. Smith, Graham & Company, Gerald Smith. If you want to know where the real money is, look at who manages the investments. Number 3 is Smith, Graham & Company, an investment management firm that oversees billions of dollars in assets. Founded by Gerald Smith, this firm is a titan in the financial world. They don't deal with retail checking accounts. They manage money for institutional giants, pension funds, endowments, central banks, and United States government agencies. When you hear about institutional capital, you are talking about Gerald Smith. Gerald Smith is widely considered one of the most sophisticated financial minds in the country. He started the firm in 1990, at a time when black-owned asset management firms were viewed with skepticism by the white-dominated financial establishment. Smith crushed that skepticism with performance. His firm specialized in fixed income, bonds, and delivered returns that rivaled the biggest names on Wall Street. Today, Smith Graham & Company manages nearly $1 billion in assets, and historically much more depending on the market cycle. Gerald Smith himself is a pillar of the Houston community. He has served as the chairman of the Texas Southern University Foundation and sits on the boards of major corporations like New York Life. The power of Smith Graham & Company lies in its ability to allocate capital. By managing pension funds, they are essentially safeguarding the retirement futures of thousands of teachers, firefighters, and city workers. This is high-stakes, high-pressure finance, and Gerald Smith plays the game at the highest level. He is the banker's banker, the man who understands the global flow of money better than almost anyone in Texas. Number 2. The Lewis Group of Companies, Sherman Lewis. We are close to the top, and the numbers are getting massive. Number 2 is the Lewis Group of Companies, a diversified industrial giant that reported annual revenues of $300 million in 2024. Founded by Sherman Lewis, this company is the definition of bootstrapped excellence. Sherman Lewis started with a focus on environmental services, cleaning up oil spills, managing hazardous waste, and handling industrial construction. In an oil town like Houston, environmental services are not optional, they are mandatory. Lewis positioned his company as the go-to problem solver for the energy industry. But he didn't stay in one lane. The Lewis Group expanded into real estate development, facilities management, and general construction. They build the infrastructure that keeps Houston running. They have secured contracts with major universities, city governments, and federal agencies. Sherman Lewis is a classic American success story. He is a man who built an empire on grit, identifying the dirty, difficult jobs that no one else wanted to do and doing them better than anyone else. A $300 million revenue stream puts the Lewis Group in the upper echelon of black-owned businesses nationwide, not just in Houston. This is a family business that has scaled into a corporate juggernaut. They employ hundreds of people, turning blue-collar jobs into middle-class livelihoods for families across Texas. The Lewis Group proves that black wealth isn't just about entertainment or finance. It's about industry, logistics, and hard hats. Number 1. The Lawal family empire, CAMAC, Unity, Aaron Energy Legacy. And finally, we arrive at number 1. The largest, most significant, and most historically powerful black business force in Houston, and perhaps the entire South, is the empire built by Kase Lawal. Kase Lawal is not just a businessman, he is an oil tycoon in the truest sense of the word. Born in Nigeria and educated in the US, Lawal founded CAMAC, Cameroon American, International in 1986. Initially, he traded tobacco and agricultural products. But Lawal had a vision that was bigger than farming. He saw the vast oil reserves of Africa and the insatiable energy hunger of America, and he decided to become the bridge. In the 1990s and 2000s, CAMAC exploded. Lawal secured oil exploration rights that major Western companies like Shell and Exxon struggled to get because he understood the local politics and culture of West Africa. At its peak, CAMAC International was generating over $2 billion in annual revenue. For years, it was ranked as the #1 black-owned business in the United States on the Black Enterprise 100 list, dethroning legends like Oprah Winfrey and Robert Smith. While the energy market is volatile and the company has evolved through various iterations, including the publicly traded Aaron Energy, which faced significant challenges and bankruptcy proceedings, the Lawal family's wealth and influence remain foundational to Houston's black economy. Kase Lawal continues to serve as the chairman of Unity National Bank, our number 5 entry, using his personal capital to keep the bank afloat during tough times. The Lawal estate and holding companies represent a level of wealth that is almost sovereign. We are talking about private jets, global diplomatic connections, and a Rolodex that includes presidents and kings. Kase Lawal showed that a black man could compete in the most cutthroat, capital-intensive industry on Earth, big oil, and win. His legacy is complicated, massive, and undeniable. He brought billions of dollars of flow through Houston, created hundreds of high-paying jobs, and shattered the ceiling of what was possible for a black immigrant entrepreneur. The Lawal Empire is the ultimate testament to ambition. It reminds us that in Houston, if you want to be the biggest, you have to drill deep. From Deidre Mattis's boutique hotels to Sherman Lewis's construction cranes, and finally to Kase Lawal's oil rigs, these businesses tell the story of a city where ambition has no ceiling. These entrepreneurs didn't just make money, they made history. Which of these business titans impressed you the most? Was it the grit of the Lewis Group or the audacity of the Lawal oil empire? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to keep seeing deep dives into the untold stories of Black wealth, make sure you hit that subscribe button to Black Status and like the video. We are building the ultimate archive of Black excellence, and we want you with us for the ride. I'll see you in the next one.